The Black Ops 7 beta is here, and it's a lot of fun. I don't know about you though, but my settings felt kind of way out when jumping on, then realized that the game basically reset them all. On top of that, many needed tweaking anyway, so that's why I made this video talking about the best audio settings in the Black Ops 7 beta specifically, including tips for your system settings as well, whether you're on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. So let's hop into the in-game settings first. And first up we have master game volume. You can leave this on 100, and then on the details below we have gameplay music volume. You want to turn this right down. You can go all the way to 0. I've got mine on 6, but basically we want to minimize this quite a lot as it stops us from hearing other important game sounds like footsteps. Similar can be said of dialogue, like leaving it on 100 can be annoying, but actually the game does have quite a lot of useful dialogue, such as telling us if someone's called a UAV or a kill streak and things like that. So between 30 and 40 works quite well. Then effects volume, put this on 100 because this does include things like footsteps. And then cinematic game volume, very similar to gameplay music volume, turn this right down, maybe all the way to 0. I've got mine on 6. For audio mix, you want to either go with headphone bass boost or sucker punch. These are both great options because they have a tight dynamic range, meaning there's not too much volume difference between the quieter sounds and the loud sounds. So things like footsteps are much louder. The downside is that many sounds then become overlapping and kind of everything can sound loud. But with some of the system settings changes that we're going to do a little bit later on, it's not going to be too overwhelming, and I would use headphone bass boost if you are going to use those settings as well. For mono audio, switch this off. This ensures that we have stereo audio, meaning that we do get directional sound coming to our left and right ear. So if someone shoots to the left, we hear it from our left ear, and if someone's running to the right, we hear it in the right ear. For mute licensed music, that's obviously subjective and up to you, but if you are ever going to clip anything and share it online, I would recommend enabling this so you don't get any copyright strikes or anything like that. For asymmetrical hearing compensation, unless you do have damaged hearing, I would switch this off. There were some advantages to switching this on and then configuring the frequency intensities, but again, with some of the system specific settings that I'm going to suggest, you don't need to do this anymore. And then you want to reduce the tinnitus sound. Not a huge tactical advantage, it's just annoying. But just before we get into the rest of the settings, I want to talk to you about a common frustration of all of ours, and that's skill-based matchmaking making every lobby feel insane and full of sweats. Whether you're on standard multiplayer, Warzone, or even the new Black Ops 7 beta, it can end up feeling like you've entered a tournament. Fortunately for us, there is a solution to this, which actually many streamers use, and that's to use NoLag VPN and bypass SBMM altogether. It allows us to essentially get bot lobbies with 0 lag. I'm using it right here in these clips, and the good thing is, it works across Warzone and all Call of Duty titles, and on any platform you play on. So that includes PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. On console, you don't even need any extra equipment, like a laptop or tablet either. You can just configure your settings. So it's super easy to install whatever platform you play on. There are step-by-step guides to set it up, and that takes less than 5 minutes. Then you simply just choose from a wide range of locations, connect to the server, and bam! You can enjoy some bot lobbies. If you do want to try NoLag VPN out, you can use code Springleaf for 62% off, or follow the link down in the description. This promo isn't gonna last forever though, so I would use this sooner rather than later if you are thinking about it. And you should know there's a 14-day refund policy too, so there's nothing really to lose. Anyway, now let's get back to the settings. Okay, so they were the in-game audio settings, and just doing those tweaks alone is very useful, but now we can start to really make a big advantage with our system settings. If you are on PS5, you want to utilize the option called Audio Focus. If you aren't seeing this option still, make sure you have the latest update downloaded on your PS5. So if you are on PS5, you want to go to Audio Focus and put the focus type on Boost High Pitch. This does allow us to hear footsteps that register in the higher frequencies much easier. Then when you mix that in with the headphone bass boost setting in-game which we've just set, we can also hear the bassier footsteps easier too, since footsteps in Call of Duty register at different frequencies depending on what people are running on. Then for the strength, that's kind of up to you and dependent on your headset a little bit, so you may want to test it, but medium works well. For PC, there's been a long-standing setting change that has given them an audio advantage over everyone else, and that's with sound equalisation. To enable this on your PC, just go to Sound Settings, More Sound Settings, Properties on whatever audio device you're using, Enhancements, and then Loudness EQ, and then put the release on Short. It really is that simple for PC. Then for Xbox, if you do have an Xbox-specific headset, you can go into the Accessories app and configure the equalization right there in the app. And for the equalization settings for the different frequencies, you can match what I'm about to input in the Xbox Dolby free app. Since we all use different headsets, the Dolby Atmos app on the Xbox is the best way to go, as it allows us to change the equalization for all kinds of different headsets, not just Xbox ones. And actually, it allows us much more customization too, so even if you do have an Xbox headset, you may want to still use this app. This won't be an inbuilt app, you do have to go to the store and download it, and the only drawback is that it does cost about £12. That's a one-off payment, but honestly, after using the 7-day free trial and testing a bunch of different settings, it really seems well worth it. You can try the 7-day free trial though and see for yourself. Once we're in the app, we want to go over to settings and down to the custom profiles. Once here, we want to toggle on the sound virtualizer and, very importantly, the volume leveler, which is just another word for sound equalization. So it brings up the quieter sounds and dampens the louder sounds. Then for the different equalization mixes, you can see we've kind of got a couple of waves and peaks in here. Now these peaks are where the footsteps register in Call of Duty, both on the bassier end of the spectrum and on the higher pitched end too. So please copy these settings and tell me what you think down below in the comments. Okay, so they were all of the best audio settings for the Black Ops 7 beta. Hopefully this video has helped you out and makes your time a little bit more enjoyable on there. I do also plan on making a best graphic settings as well for the beta, so if I have actually got around to doing that, I'll link it here, so please join me. And if I haven't got around to doing it, then hey, I've probably just linked the best way to rank up weapons right now in Warzone, so why not check that out?